விண்ணை படைத்தான், மண்ணை படைத்தான். காற்றும் மழையும் ஒளியும் படைத்தான். பூமிக்கு அதனால் நிம்மதி இல்லை, சாமி தவித்தான், தாயை படைத்தான். நீர் நினைத்தால், பெண் நினைத்தால் கரைகள் யாவும் கரைந்து போகக்கூடும். கோயில்கள் தெய்வங்கள் எல்லாம் நகல்களாக்கிவிட்டு அவற்றின் மூல பிரதியாய் நம் முன்னால் நிற்கும் அசல் பெண். இந்த பாரத தேசத்தில் மட்டுமே உலகையே பெண்ணுருவாக பார்த்து வருகிறோம். பூமியை தாங்கும் பூமாதேவி நாம் வணங்கும் தெய்வம். தாய் நாட்டையும் பாரத மாதாவாக வழிபடுகிறோம். இதன் பிரதிபலிப்பே வந்தே மாதரம், தாய் மண்ணே வணக்கம் எனும் வீர வாசகம். Where women are respected, they're God's delight. Where they're not, their all works and efforts come to a naught. The prosperity, well-being and success of any society depends on the respect women are accorded. A nation that respects women is the one that flourishes. The Indian philosophy does not have inherent gender conflict or discrimination. The common myth that a woman has been created essentially to satisfy the needs of a man has been proven untrue by our ancient value system. It has continuously re-emphasized that a man and a woman are equal and together make absolute human being. Scientifically speaking, genetics refers to XX chromosomes as female, but XY is male only and not YY. It has continuously been re-emphasized that a woman is not only equal but above a man. Relics from the past have also proven the same. Ardhanarishwarar does not show that man and woman are equal, but symbolizes the above chromosome fact that man is inside woman. No wonder it is said, Shakti illayel Shivam illai. Moreover, the brain behind the god of creation, Brahma, is the goddess Saraswati. The crux of the god of protection, Vishnu, lies with the god of prosperity, Lakshmi. And the strength behind the god of destruction, Shiva, is the incarnation of bravery, goddess Parvati. What? Here a civilization which you cannot deny to be older than your own, which places the woman on a level with the man and gives her an equal place in the family and in the society. In the Vedic period, women led an ethical life. There are a variety of examples to substantiate that women have been taking up responsibilities, performing duties on par with men, both at home and outside. Vishwavara, Shashwati, Gargi, Maitreyi, Apala, Gosha and Aditi were some of the learned scholars of the Vedic period. Teachers like Gadi, Kalavi and Pavichi also partook in teaching Vedas. The scholar who compiled the Vedas was Maharishi Yajnavalkya, and the person who offered the greatest support and insight for this was none other than his wife Maitreyi. When this compilation of Vedas was debated upon in a court full of scholars, the most participative was a young scholar named Karki. The Rig Veda clearly puts forth the acts of bravery in war by Bisbala, a queen. We also understand from Megasthenes' work that the 5th century palace of Chandragupta Maurya was guarded by women only. Will Durant, an American historian, says women enjoyed far greater freedom in the Vedic period than in later India. She had more to say in the choice of her maid than the forms of marriage might suggest. She appeared freely at feasts and dances and joined with men in religious sacrifice. She could study and, like Gargi, engage in philosophical discussion. If she was left a widow, there were no restrictions upon her remarriage. Clarity in thought, goodness in action, self-confidence and independence may seem as new concepts to today's society, but it has been deeply injected into the women of the nation right from the older times. There is a regressive thought that our nation does not respect its women. But however, women have been smart, independent and morally right in a time before foreign influx, said the great Tamil poet Mahakavi Subramanya Bharatiyar. The epics Ramayana and Mahabharata have strongly proved that a kingdom that doesn't respect women will ultimately perish. Sita's chastity annihilated Lanka. Draupadi's oath destroyed the Kauravas, and Kannagi's wrath demolished the city of Madurai. This shows that women from the Vedic to the medieval period lived glorious lives and excelled in all fields. The world-famous Avvayar acted as a spiritual guide for many kings during her time. Such a strong stance that women had been lowered by foreign invasion. But even beyond all these challenges, women have managed to bear and protect the soul of the nation. Other countries look at our long-lasting relationships in awe. The secret behind every family's unity is its women. The mother is the axle of the family wheel. She is often paralleled as a depiction of a goddess. In India, the mother is the center of the family and our highest ideal. She is to us the representative of God, as God is the mother of the universe. The first manifestation of God is the hand that rocks the cradle, says Swami Vivekananda. The Indian economy is a saving economy whose center point consists of women. The savings that every woman starts at an individual level at home ultimately leads to the strengthening of the national economy. This is why when a female child is born, we say Mahalakshmi has arrived, symbolizing fortune. Statistics say that the collective savings of every individual household is 6.46 lakh crores. This is what helped us stay stable when the rest of the world was under recession.
இன்னிக்கும் நம்ம நாடு கடன் வாங்காம, அதாவது உலக நாடுகளில் கடன் கம்மியாக வாங்காமல் ஏன் இருக்குன்னா, எப்பயுமே அந்த எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் டைம்ஸ்லேயே படிச்சிருக்கேன், சிறுவாட்டு காசுன்னு ஒன்று இருக்குது. அதாவது வீட்டில் இருக்கிற மனைவிமார்கள், தாய்மார்கள் இவங்கெல்லாம் கொடுக்குற காசில் மிச்சம் பிடிச்சி அதில் சேர்த்து வைப்பாங்க. திடீர்னு வீட்டில் ஒரு கஷ்டம் வரும்போது அதை எடுத்து ஒரு புதையல் மாதிரி கையில் கொடுப்பாங்க வீட்டில் இருக்கவங்க கிட்ட.
However, in other countries, the spending system is high, with 30 crore people using 120 crore credit cards. In case of abandonment, the government there takes care of them, but here the family is entrusted with that responsibility, re-emphasizing family values. Women prove to be self-sufficient and independent in times of crisis and are strong enough to handle any situation. This gave rise to self-help groups in India. Through this, women worked in small scale, saving and generating income in a small way. The success of this brought into existence the concept of microcredit system, which was welcomed all over the country, thereby proving wrong the myth that rural communities are incapable of repaying loans. Thus, women not only established their sustainability but also that of the community as a whole. A great example for this would be the revolution brought about by Chinna Ponnu, a woman who saved 1.72 crores by rallying in different villages. This was so huge that she was recognized by the then Prime Minister of the country, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who showed his respect for the strong women in the nation by seeking her blessings. Women have been playing prominent role in India right from the rural system to the top position in the central government. Stephanie Tavalama, a French scholar, says the concept of Bharat Mata, the symbol of the battle for India's freedom, the rise of Indira Gandhi to power, and the description of her as Durga when she won the 1971 war against Pakistan were all indices of the influence of women as the manifestation of Shakti.
Whether women want right or respect. I think in this modern world, we are having a challenge whether we are respected or we have to fight for our rights. In Indian philosophy, we can quote many anecdotes, which I am sure all of you are aware. But in West, I would like to say the women are looked down as objects. They had to fight for their voting rights, and as late as 1960s, early 60s, the women in Switzerland did not get voting rights. The parliament has closed in West, especially in Europe, as the Black Day when the women started voting.
In India, gender was never a factor that had to be considered when it came to voting rights. But in other countries, this was not the scenario. In US, women got voting rights only in 1923, in UK 1926, in France 1945, in Italy 1945, and in Switzerland 1972. Data shows that in India, with more than 30 lakh panchayats, more than 15 lakh of the constituency members are women.
காந்திஜி ஒரு வாட்டி சொன்னார், எப்போ ஒரு பெண் கழுத்து நிறைய நகை போட்டுட்டு நள்ளிரவில் 12 மணிக்கு சுதந்திரமாக போகிறாங்களோ அன்றைக்கி தான் இந்த நாடு உண்மையாலே சுதந்திரம் அடைஞ்சது அப்படின்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு அவர் சொன்னார். ஆனால் நம்மளோட பெண்கள் இன்னைக்கு தைரியமாக வெளியே சுதந்திரமாக போகிறாங்க, இல்லைன்னு நான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன். ஒரு சில இடத்துல ஒரு சில இன்சிடென்ட் நடக்கிறதுனால எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம தப்பாக பார்க்கக்கூடாது. அது நம்ம பார்வையில் தான் இருக்குது. எவ்வளோ நல்லது நடக்குது, ஆனால் நம்மளோட மீடியா, ஐ எம் வெரி சாரி டு சே, நம்மளோட மீடியா தப்பாக ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ணி நமக்கு தப்பு தான் கண்ணில் தெரியுதே வழிய எவ்வளவு பேர் தைரியமாக ராத்திரி வெளியே போகிறாங்க, வராங்க, வேலைக்கு போகிறாங்க, டாக்டர்ஸு, பிபிஓஸ்ல வேலை பண்ற பெண்கள் கட்டாயம் பாதுகாப்பா தான் வராங்க, பாதுகாப்பா போறாங்க.
There was a gang rape in Delhi which happened in 2012 when the whole country rose against protecting her, whereas the same thing happened in the same year in August in US. A 16-year-old girl was gang raped by a sports team, where the girl also did not react to it, nor did the country react to it and protect her. And this was publicized by a Guardian newspaper journalist in UK, that our Indian culture or Indian women or the way we react to such crimes is so significant, and such amount of protection is given for women in our society.
Initiative for Moral and Cultural Training Foundation (IMCT) has taken up the mission of instilling voluntary compliance to these concepts in the form of samskarams, namely reverence to girl children and motherhood through the symbol of Kanya Vandanam and Suvasini Vandanam.
We, the women of today, seem to be giving more priority to physical liberation than intellectual liberation. Indian culture has the ethics which has the potential to shape and maintain the discipline and order in the world. The responsibility to put forth these values rests with the women. With the values and culture being practiced less, it is in the hands of you, the youth of today, to portray and exhibit the deep-rooted values of our country and uphold the value system of our nation. உயிரை சேர்க்கும் உயிரினை காத்திடும் உயிரினுக்கு உயிராய் இன்பம் ஆகிடும் உயிரினும் இந்த பெண்மை இனிதடா.